Stocking up in bulk to save money and prep faster for whatever may lie ahead. The point with this is that we don't only prep for disasters and situations like that, but we're also preparing for things like supply chain issues, which we saw so much of in the last few years. I also know people who are actually stocking up on this food as part of their retirement plan. Seasonings are very important. You don't want to get food fatigue if you're stuck eating out of your prepper pantry. Hey guys, it's Jera with Wicked Prepared. Today I've got a prepper pantry haul for you that's all from Sam's Club. So today's video is all about buying in bulk to save money. I'm a big fan of buying in bulk whenever I can. Buying in bulk can be a great time and money saver, and it helps you build your prepper pantry at a faster pace. I know some of you out there are just getting started in your prepping journey, and some of you have been at it for years, but wherever you are in your journey, just keep going. 2024 is going to be an interesting ride, and we need to be prepared for anything. Stay tuned a little later in the video, and I will tell you some other awesome places that you can buy in bulk for your prepper pantry besides the warehouse clubs and get some really great prices for stocking up quickly. I've had a Sam's Club membership for many years, but I was just an add-on to someone else's membership, so it wasn't costing me any money, which is good because I hardly ever got a chance to go shop there. The closest Sam's Club to us is about an hour away. Nowadays, I hardly ever have any other reason to go to that town where the Sam's Club is, and I'm super busy, so I can never seem to find a good time to give up what's basically going to be a whole day for a trip to Sam's Club. But I'm a bargain shopper, so I'm always checking prices everywhere before I buy. That I use my smartphone for. And there's just so many things that would be cheapest for us to buy at Sam's Club. I've also started noticing, though, most of the items I'm looking at, the phrase free shipping for Plus members. I finally realized it would probably be worth it for me to be able to get a lot of the things I wanted when I wanted them, rather than waiting till the maybe like one time a year that I'm going to actually get to the store. With the gas money I'm going to save, not driving to the store, on top of the savings on the items themselves, it really would be worth it. So I finally broke down and got a Plus membership, and it's been great. Tell me down in the comments, what is your favorite warehouse club to shop at? We have a BJ's about half an hour away. The Sam's Club is an hour away. And we just got a Costco, also about an hour away. It's the very first one in our whole state. So I'm trying to decide if it's worth it for us to also try a membership to Costco. I would like to at least check it out, maybe take you guys along with me when I check out the new Costco for the first time. So let me know how you think Costco compares to Sam's if you're familiar with both of those. One important thing to remember when you're shopping at the warehouse clubs is that, kind of similar to shopping at Dollar Tree, there are some really good deals to be had, but not everything is going to be a good deal just because it's at a warehouse club. So you can't assume that everything is going to be the best deal. It's also really easy to spend way more than you bargain for when you walk into these places. So take your time and compare prices. Don't just blindly throw things into your cart just because it's a warehouse club. Now let's see what I threw into my cart for my first haul as a Sam's Plus member. So this is kind of set up into food items and more paper and household items. So I'm going to start over here with the food items. First thing I've got here is this case of 2 gallons of distilled white vinegar. Now this, I actually got 3 cases, but I only had room to set one up here. So this is representing 3 cases. So 6 gallons. White vinegar is a great thing to have on hand and have in your prepper pantry because it's good for so many things. It's good for cooking. It's good for food preservation. It's also good for cleaning. It's good for laundry. That's why we go through a lot of it, because I use it in the laundry. You can use it to help with odors, like if you have pets and animals or anything like that. And you can also use it as a natural fabric softener. If you don't like all the chemicals in the other fabric softeners, you just fill up your dispenser with white vinegar. So this has a ton of uses. Like I said, we use a lot in laundry, and we use a lot when we do food preservation, pickling, relishes, things like that. Recently, the price has gone up at Walmart. So the Sam's Club was the cheapest price because it's still about $6 for these 2 bottles, which makes it about $3 a bottle. And next down here, I've got some seasonings that I buy in bulk. I love to buy gravy mixes in bulk, and this is Country Gravy Mix by Pioneer. It's usually more economical to buy it in bulk, and there's a lot of things you can do with this, from just doing like sausage gravy, biscuits and gravy. You can use this like a white sauce mix. I am going to be experimenting with this. They have a recipe on some of their packets for a broccoli cheddar soup using this as an ingredient. So I'm going to try that out. Next, I've got these ginger. This is minced ginger. So it's basically like using fresh ginger, which I really like, but it's a lot easier than having to peel and mince the ginger myself from the root. So I always use these. These, I didn't realize at first, but they are shelf stable until they're opened. So that's great. It allows me to stock up on these. I use these in anything that I need fresh ginger in, mostly Asian dishes. And then this Kinder's, a lot of things when you buy from Sam's Club, if you're ordering them for delivery, you have to buy a minimum of 2. So that's why I got a 2 of a lot of things, but that's okay with me because we do like to stock up. I love seasonings. It's important to have a lot of seasonings in your prepper pantry because that means you can take your most basic foods and make them into lots of different dishes because you can use different seasonings. A good example of this is the jar meals that I just made. The Just Add Water jar meals, chicken and rice, but it had the same base recipe. Most of the ingredients were the same. I changed a few of the vegetables and I changed the seasonings, and it was able to make 3 very different meals. So seasonings are very important. You don't want to get food fatigue if you're stuck eating out of your prepper pantry and you can't go out to eat and you can't go to the grocery store and anything like that. This one sounded amazing. Honestly, when this showed up, I was asking myself, why did I order more seasonings? Because I keep telling myself I have more than enough seasonings. I'm all set. But this, when I saw it, I remembered this creamy steakhouse with horseradish and garlic. Sounded delicious. I love horseradish, and I don't think I have anything like this. I've honestly never really seen a dry seasoning with horseradish that I've ever had personally. So, and I actually had to open one of these up as soon as I opened the box to smell it. And it smells amazing. It smells delicious. So next back here, I've got these Tones Italian spaghetti seasoning. This is new to me. This is something I haven't tried before. It's not just like Italian seasoning because it's got things like onions, peppers, garlic, things like that, sugar, which is usually actually a good addition to spaghetti sauce to cut the acidity of the tomatoes. So I just thought this would be a good seasoning to try, adding to homemade spaghetti sauce, or sometimes if you get the really cheap spaghetti sauce, like the cans of Hunt's spaghetti sauce, they really need some spicing up. They're really not that great on their own. So I thought this would be a good one to try and see how we like it. I did get this bottle of avocado oil. Looks like it got a little bit beat up in the shipping. Some of this stuff did, but avocado oil is a very healthy oil, and it's important to have oils and fats in your prepper pantry. And so this was a really good price on this avocado oil, so I grabbed it from Sam's Club. And next, I got 3 of these really big bottles of Parmesan cheese. Now, this was the best deal I could find at the time. A lot of the time, I will get the BJ's brand of Parmesan cheese, but this was cheaper at the time. So I got 3 of these. We do use a lot of Parmesan cheese. It's shelf stable before opening, and to be perfectly honest with you, we don't refrigerate this after opening. Don't come for me. It's just we don't have a lot of refrigerator space, so I started not refrigerating a lot of things that most people do refrigerate, and you'd be surprised at how many things are fine right outside of the refrigerator. I guess that has a lot to do with preservatives, so it's probably not a great thing. But next, I got 2 of these really big containers of pancake mix. These are 10 pounds a piece, so this is 20 pounds of pancake mix. It says 77 servings per container, so that's about 150 servings of pancakes. We do go through pancake mix, and I really like to have it. Honestly, I think this is one of the best things you can have in your prepper pantry because it's very simple. You just have to add water. It's very quick to cook. You can fry this up over any, camp stove you have, and it makes something that's filling and comforting. It may not be the most healthful thing, but you could throw some freeze-dried blueberries into it. So any kind of freeze-dried fruit you could throw into your pancakes to make it a little bit healthier. I did not pick up syrup on this trip because we have plenty of syrup and we have maple trees in our backyard, so we make our own syrup as well. But have some syrup. You could even put peanut butter or jelly or all sorts of different things that you could put on your pancakes and have a really easy meal. Next, I got this box of protein shakes, 32 grams of protein. This is plant-based protein. These are 0 net carbs, so they're keto friendly. It's important to make sure you have plenty of sources of protein in your prepper pantry. And, while meal replacement shakes aren't necessarily the best type of nutrition, it's good to have a backup sometimes if you just need a quick and easy meal or some calories or something to supplement your meal. It can be good to have protein shakes in the prepper pantry. These are individual servings, which is good. There's 15 in here. It was on sale for a really good deal when I grabbed this, and that's why I tried it, because I've never tried these before. You can see 200 calories, so not really a meal replacement because you'd usually want to have more calories than this, but it can be a good way to get some calories, some fiber, plenty of protein. This got some potassium, some iron. If you look at the ingredients, it's pretty clean ingredients. It's got some greens and all sorts of stuff like that in it. So I'm interested to try these and see how they are, see if there's something that I want to continue purchasing and stocking in our food storage. Next, back here, of course, I've got some pasta sauce, all kinds of Prego pasta sauce. Like pancakes, I think pasta and sauce is one of the best things you can possibly have in your prepper pantry because it's inexpensive. It's got a very long shelf life. It's easy to cook. It's pretty quick to cook, and most people like it, and it's filling and comforting. So I didn't buy any pasta in this trip because we have tons of pasta already, but we needed to stock up on sauce. Spaghetti sauce has gone up a lot in price lately. So the one that I used to buy from Save-A-Lot has doubled in price in the last couple of years. So I've stopped buying it, even though we like it. This was cheaper per ounce. The only thing to be concerned about was something like this. These are a little bit bigger jars, so you might not finish one in one meal. So you might have leftovers, which is something you kind of want to avoid when you have no electricity, no refrigeration, but there's lots of different options. I have left spaghetti sauce also out for a day, and it's been fine. It's got a lot of acidity in it. You could have a cooler if it's winter or cool weather. Of course, right outside the door, we use that for a refrigerator a lot of the time. But it's always a good idea to have some smaller containers in your prepper pantry, so if you need to open something and you're not going to be able to refrigerate it afterwards, that you'll have something. But this keeps us stocked up for pasta, lasagnas, all sorts of things like that. I do make spaghetti sauce myself, homemade, and can it. But if you watch us, you probably know that we had issues with our garden this past year. We had a lot of flooding, unusual flooding in our area. Our whole garden was underwater. We basically lost pretty much all of our tomatoes. So no salsa or spaghetti sauce or any of that got made this year. So I'm purchasing. This is 5 3-packs, so 15 of these jars of spaghetti sauce to bulk up our storage a little bit. And it's also important to note that you can do one dish pasta meals where you put the sauce, all the other ingredients, and a little bit of extra water. And then you can cook the pasta right in the sauce, and then you don't end up draining and wasting any water, which can be very important if you are in an emergency situation and maybe water's at a premium. And then, of course, back here, I've got 2 of these cases of 18 boxes of mac and cheese. This is something that we go through a lot, and it's definitely good to have on hand for emergencies if you can make up the butter and milk portion of it. So that could be anything from butter and milk powders. You could use canned milks. You could use all sorts of different things. I've had people tell me they just use the water. I feel like it's better with something. You could use ghee in a package or oil, and you could use shelf-stable milk, milk powder, all sorts of different things. But we definitely go through this. So 2 of these 18 packs, this was on sale. So it was the best deal I could get at the time for the, per box of macaroni and cheese. And you can always make a meal out of this a little bit better by just dumping in a can of vegetables, maybe a can of diced ham or chicken or something like that, and make this into more of a meal. And next I got 3 bags of bacon bits. We go through a ton of bacon bits. These are shelf stable until they're opened. One thing to keep an eye on, and it's a good thing that they have these windows on the bag, because if the bag gets compromised at all, then they can get moldy inside. So as long as the bag stays sealed, then they're fine at room temperature until they're opened. We do go through these pretty quickly, and they last a long time. So I did get 3 bags of these. They do say refrigerate after opening, and I've honestly never tried keeping these out of the refrigerator, so I probably wouldn't recommend that with these, but you never know. And now I've got 2 paper and household goods. Now I do like to keep a lot of paper goods, like the paper plates, paper cups, things like that on hand. Whether you use them or not in your everyday life, it's good to have them on hand for emergencies, because if you don't have electricity to run your dishwasher and you don't have running water maybe, or a way to heat your water, you're not going to want to be washing a lot of dishes. So if you're in a short-term situation, it can be good to have disposables. That's where you also have to differentiate between your short-term preps and your long-term preps. Short-term situations, long-term situations. If it's a few days or a few weeks even, you can use your disposables and cut down on having to wash things. But if it's going to be a situation that lasts much longer than a couple of weeks, you're not going to be able to have enough disposables on hand, and you're also probably not going to have a way to deal with the waste, although these could be burned. But so you're going to want to make sure that you do have plenty of dish soap and dishes that you can wash as well. So you kind of need to think about both situations. There's a difference between long-term and short-term preps really in situations. So I just got a lot of these disposables. I had actually let us run really low on all this stuff, which I don't like to do, but because Sam's Club is the cheapest option for us for basically all of these things, whenever I go shopping for anything, I go to all the websites and I compare the prices between every place, Walmart, Amazon, our grocery stores, all the warehouse clubs that we're members of. Sam's Club was coming up definitely the cheapest on everything, but because I never get there, I wasn't getting them. I wasn't replenishing. So we got really low on this stuff. So I got a ton. So what I basically did was I got 2 of everything because we had gotten so low on them, and I want to make sure that we have plenty. And then depending on how fast we go through these, next, when I run out of each package, I might buy 2 or I might buy 1, depending on if I want to build our supply or just maintain our supply. But I got 2 of everything, and what I got was very large paper plates, the medium paper plates, the small paper plates, the large paper bowls and small paper bowls, and then I got cups in 2 sizes, the 9 ounce and the 16 ounce. I get all these different sizes because I just don't want to use something that's larger than what I need, because the smaller ones are always less expensive, take up less space, less waste, all of that stuff. So I don't want to use one of these giant paper plates if all I'm doing is making somebody one sandwich or something like that, or somebody's having a little snack. I want to use something that's smaller. The kids that are drinking 8 ounces of milk, they only need a small cup. They don't need a really large solo type of cup. So that's why I buy all the different sizes. It'll also last us a lot longer that way. I know a lot of people don't like disposables because they're wasteful. I kind of feel the same way. We kind of sort of go halfway in between. I don't like to use them that often. I don't usually think about environmental reasons as much as I think about budgeting reasons. I hate spending money on something that I'm just throwing away. But sometimes I just need a little just help, just kind of keeping ahead of dishes, things like that. So we do use these somewhat in our everyday life, just not all the time. We do have dishes that we use and wash. But in an emergency situation, it can be really nice not to have to deal with washing dishes if you don't have the electricity, the running water, all of that stuff. Now, I did get 2 of everything that I purchased because, like I said, I've let us get a little bit too lower than my comfort level, because you don't want to let yourself get low on anything. That's the whole idea of prepping. You never know when a situation is going to come up when you need it. And even if you have a little bit of warning, that's when the panic buying starts. That causes a lot of trouble. So I don't like to get too low on anything. I did let us get low on these because of budget. So now that I can order from Sam's Club and get the best price, free shipping and everything, I got 2 of each. When I go to replenish, when we finish one of these packages, I'll just kind of judge how long it takes us to go through one. I'll just judge, am I going to order 2 when I'm replenishing, or am I going to just order 1? Do I want to keep with 2, or do I want to have more on hand? And then once we get to the amount that I want to keep on hand, then it's just a matter of replenishing, buying 1 when we finish 1 to replenish it. So that's really the best way to keep your things rotated. So all of those different sizes, cups, bowls, and plates. And then back here, I did also get some cutlery that's disposable. So I got the forks. I don't even know if I'm going to like these forks. I think I've had these type before, and they're kind of small and I'm flimsy and I don't really care for them, but they were out of this when I placed my large order. So I just got the forks because we use more of the forks, because all of these we will wash and reuse except for the forks. The forks don't seem to do too well. It weakens their tines and they just break. But the spoons and knives, we wash them, reuse them for quite a long time. So I did get the extra thing of forks like the day or 2 after I ordered those. I think these were back in stock. So I just ordered them and had them shipped. So we should have plenty of these for a good long while. And then of course back here, I've got the paper towels. They're a pretty good deal on paper towels. This is 15 of the mega rolls, 150 sheets. This is a pretty decent deal. I did also get some paper towels from some other places because I couldn't really decide what was the best deal. There was some other good deals on Amazon and Walmart, but this should last us a really long time because honestly, we don't use paper towels very fast. That's one of those things that I dislike using a lot of because I just feel like it's wasteful. It's not very economical. If I'm just drying my hands, we use a washable hand towel. If we're just cleaning, we usually use rags that are washable. These are just reserved for certain things, so they'll last us a very long time. And then, of course, garbage bags. You want to make sure you have plenty of garbage bags. These are just the regular sort of weight garbage bags. Contractor bags or thicker bags are good to have for certain things. These are just for garbage. You want to make sure you have plenty of these on hand, because if you do find yourself in an emergency situation, there might not be garbage pickup for a while, or the dump might be closed, or you might not be able to physically get to the dump. So you might have to deal with quite a bit of garbage for quite a while. So you need to make sure you have a lot of basically garbage bags and things to deal with your sanitation. And next I got a thing of disinfecting wipes. I keep a lot of these on hand. Once again, I don't use these really quickly, just like the paper towels, because for economical purposes, I'd much rather use some cleaning spray and a washable rag of some sort when I'm cleaning. But I do use these for certain things. You know, you want to have something disposable for certain things. So we keep a lot of these on hand. I've still got quite a bit down cellar, but I wanted to grab some to keep that stocked up, because this was one of the things that was very, very difficult to find during 2020, 2021. I was having a really hard time finding any wipes like this at all. So I was very thankful that I had a good stockpile of them, and I like to keep that stockpile up. This is just another cleaning thing. This is the Dawn Power Wash. I just use this to get the really kind of burnt on gunk off of pans and stuff. But it does say no water needed until rinsing. So I do think this could probably be a good thing to have on hand for emergencies. You can probably do dishes with a little bit less water if you use this. This was the best deal I can find at Sam's Club for a sprayer and a couple of refills. I had a sprayer and I'm not sure what became of it, so I thought it was best to get a new one, because I think they do sell this with just the refills. A little more cleaning stuff. This is just a fabric softener. I mean, definitely keep plenty of laundry stuff on hand, because that could be difficult to find if we run into more supply chain issues, all types of cleaning products. And so I like to keep plenty of that on hand. Same with the Swiffer Wet Jet. Am I going to care too much if I'm cleaning my floor with a Swiffer if we're in an emergency situation? Probably not. I mean, you still might want to clean your floor, but the point with this is that we don't only prep for disasters and situations like that, but we're also preparing for things like supply chain issues, which we saw so much of in the last few years. You want to make sure that you have plenty of supply of the things that you use. So if you can't find them for 6 months or a year, you're not going to run out. That's exactly what happened to me during 2020. Certain items that I use, some of them I was not able to find for a full year. So that's where keeping a good supply of household and cleaning items can really come in handy. I try to keep at least 6 months on hand, but more if I can. And then, of course, this is just ibuprofen. This was the best deal I could find on ibuprofen through Sam's Club. This is one of the few medications that we actually use, kind of regularly, and we don't use a lot of medications, but this is one that we do use, so we definitely have to keep well stocked on this. In fact, I'll probably get a couple more of these the next time I place an order, because this is something that everyone in the family uses, and not every day, but pretty regularly. So you want to keep stocked on all kinds of medicines just in case, but definitely extra on things that you use regularly. I promised to tell you guys a couple of my other favorite places to buy in bulk for my prepper pantry. So check out Azure Standard and Thrive Life. You can look below for links like always. Azure Standard is like an online natural food store. They have so much selection, a huge selection. They have great quality standards. They have monthly sales every month, and you can purchase grains and many other bulk ingredients in 50-pound bags for the best price. A lot of other ingredients you can purchase by the case, like canned goods and box things like that. Thrive Life is the #1 company producing freeze-dried food. They also have outstanding quality standards, just like Azure. Most items also have a 25-year shelf life, which is amazing. That makes them perfect for the prepper pantry. I also know people who are actually stocking up on this food as part of their retirement plan. Thrive Life also has monthly sales. They offer a steeper discount if you buy by the case. And they also have bulk 1 and 3 month packs, other variety packs. And right now they have a case lot sale going on with even bigger discounts on certain items. Another thing both of these companies have in common is they both have refer a friend programs that you can use to earn free credit to spend at that store. So if you know someone who's also wanting to stock up or even just eat healthier, you can send them a referral link and then you can earn some free credit for your own purchases, which can really help out. So check out those 2 companies that are favorites of mine. And if you're not already a Sam's Club member or Plus member, then check that out as well. And let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite warehouse club to shop at? And what are your favorite items to stock up on there? I'm always looking for new ideas, and I love it when as a community we can help each other. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave me a blue heart down in the comments. And check out this video next for a simple outline for setting up a food storage. I'm Jara with Wicked Prepared. Survive today, thrive tomorrow. We'll see you next time.